All right, I'm back. Got a frame, plastic foundation. I'm gonna put that in there. Let me get my high tool. True. Ow! Got me. Help me. All right, I think we're good on this side. I'll head over to this other side now. Got a feeder sitting there on the ground. Let's see what we got going on down here. I'm gonna start down on this end. Full hive. I got a bunch of nukes. Those nukes that I put down here, I'm letting them do what they're gonna do with the queen. Main thing today is checking these hives for super. I had a second hive body on 423, so they're probably not ready. Yeah, they're still drawing out coming. Put my gloves on or start smoking on one. I think I'll start smoking them a little bit. Well, that one's not ready. This one, the 4 frames in the top on 410, so it should be ready. We've got all but one frame drawed out. I'm just gonna put a honey super on there just to be safe. They look pretty good. making a lot of purples. Put a note over here, so it's 5-1. 5 frames. 5-1 honey super. Alright, this one remove super split number 10. This hive has new yellow queen. 5 frames of foundation ready for flow. They've got 2, 3. They've got about 8 frames drawn out, and that's about where we want them to be to add a honey super. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a super on. I use all my honey supers. I use 9 frame spacers. The hive bodies get 10 frames, and the honey supers get 9 frames, and they draw it out thicker. And it holds more honey, and it's a lot easier to uncap when you go to uncap it. If the flow is super heavy this week, they'll need it, and if it's not, they won't. .415, it's ready for the flow. It was one of those, I had to put the super on it, ended up reversing it, put the super on the bottom. I've got probably 8 frames. We'll go ahead and add a super to them too. Let me go get 2 more. Alright, on this one here, we added a second high body on 415, and number 19 that was a laying worker. We just put it on top. White queen, ready for honey flow. All right, this was a laying worker box. This box right here on the top that we added to a good hive. Anytime I get a laying worker, I'll normally combine it, and I'll combine it with a hive that's strong enough that the laying worker won't bother it. It don't matter, they just take it over and they'll fill it out, and they'll do very, very good with it, as you can see, looking down in there. So they fill that up completely. So again, it's in a good spot. There's not a lot of white wax, which means I haven't missed a lot of flow, a lot of honey. So they're at the perfect time to add a box. Spacer here in the back, super technical. Took a PhD to figure out that spacer to get some airflow through the top. So I got these hives. It's good. One of the things you learn to do, even though these were caught from swarms last year and they're all different queens and they expand at different rates, these splitting certain ones of them and not the ones that needed it, and not splitting the ones that didn't need it, they're really close to the same strength, which is good for now. So they're all taking a honey super, and they're not too strong, but they're strong enough, but they're all pretty much the same. So a lot of that variability has been removed, which is a good thing. Removed a split on 15th. This hive has the queen for sure, and it's ready for the flow. They've got about 8 frames too, so they're ready for a super. And they do have some white wax on the top, so they are more than ready. Make sure the frames are sitting down in my spacer. Most of these are foundation, but that's okay. I'm gonna have a lot more hives next year, and I'm gonna need a lot more drone comb. My honey market, where I was out for a couple years, dropped off, so I won't have as much honey market this year as next. So I might get some of this comb drawn out. It won't make as much honey, but they'll get a lot of this comb drawn out. Alright, there's another one. My last super here at her feet. There's another one that I had to put the honey super, was on the top, and when I reversed them, it ended up on the bottom. This hive has a poorly marked blue queen, but it's ready for the flow. So this hive will definitely need a new queen after this flows over. they've got roughly 8 frames, so I'm gonna give them a super. They're doing really good. These will, if you add a super too quick, if you had 5 frames drawn in the middle on that deep below, if you had 5 frame drawn in the middle and put the honey super on top, they do what they call stovepiping. A lot of times they'll come up, leave those 5 frames drawn here, down here, and they'll do 5 frames at the top, and they won't draw the other, be 3 and 2 or whatever, but they won't draw the outside frames. Those stovepipe bees always would rather go up than to go down. We're missing a frame. Let me walk down here and see if we got one. I don't know if I got any honey supers down here or not. That's not doing anything. Let's see, here's one. Got any frames in it. Yep. Drawn too. Yeah, kind of drawn. In kind of bad shape. That one's in pretty good shape. We'll use it. I keep a lot of empty hives out here and then end up using the parts and stuff out of them. So we'll put that over on that side. This one will be good. You do have a little bit of white wax, you can see there on the lid, which means they're ready to move up. But they're in perfect condition too. These spacers I make, I've got them for sale too if anybody wants to buy any. I got thousands of them. All right, 5-1 honey super. It's got 2 more to check. I've got to go back and get 2 more supers. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop this video here. But I'm pretty sure they'll be the same as the rest of them we've already done. And again, I'm waiting on the nukes for the queens to fly out and get mated. I always try to give them plenty of time to make sure they're mated and laying before I get in there and check them. If you check them too early, a lot of times they'll kill that queen. So I want to give them plenty of time, make sure she's had enough time to start laying. If she's not, I can do something about it right away rather than check in and not see anything and then waiting a week. So I'll be ready to check those on the 15th in about 14 days. So anyway, I'm gonna stop this video here. I hope you enjoyed it. If you got any comments or questions, leave them below. Next video I'm gonna do will be on a top bar hive, which I know nothing about. I was gifted some, but I guess I'm fixing to learn. So that one will be next. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next video.